If you want the truth,
you can't handle the truth.
Build it and they will come. This is a New Jack City, homie. Turn up your sound component wherever you are right now.
We jack up the volume, we'll be able to tell what you had for lunch.
The next hour is going to change everything you think you know about building your business, starting your business, and raising the money for your business.
Show me the money! Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another Reg-A Money Show. This is Ron Costa in the Reg-A Money Studios in Las Vegas with Miguel Dotris over the iHeartRadio Network. Miguel, how are you doing today?
I am doing outstanding, Ron. It's so great to be here in studio with you. Another fabulous day here at the Reg-A Money Studios, coming to everybody from the iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, iHeart. Dude, we're on so many platforms. I think we're going to have to start writing them down so I can get them memorized. We should put that up on the board or something, Ron, so we could just look over and see how many different places are syndicating our great show that we're bringing every week to the people, to our listeners, and everything that they want to know about Reg-A and Reg-A Plus. Tier 2 and Tier 1 and crowdfunding and the contenders and the qualifiers and the pretenders. No, not pretenders.
Yeah,
we don't do pretenders on the show, right?
We don't like we don't like the pretenders. But I'll tell you what, though, Miguel, the guys over at Spreaker are doing this platform now, this marketing campaign, talking about new podcasts that are on their system. And they reached out to us for information on the Reg-A Money Show to highlight us as one of their major successes. So I was pretty psyched about getting that email today. How about that? Isn't that pretty cool?
Listen, you got to stop being surprised and act like, when you score a touchdown in the professional football. Like it happens all the time, Ron. Ron, you're a celebrity. Ron, you are now part of the Crowdfunding Association. You are a board member of the Crowdfunding Association. You're going to be highlighted now in the Spreaker platform for most successful podcasts. Ron, what we're doing here is unbelievable. And you know what's happening, Ron? I'm going to tell you what's happening. People are grabbing onto this thing, and they're not letting go, Ron, because they realize that what you, Ron Costa, and me, Miguel Dodgers, are bringing to this podcast, to this show of ours that we started 18, 19 months ago. We've been talking about Reg-A before people even knew what Reg-A was. As soon as that thing was signed into legislation, you and I got on this soapbox that we've been working on every week for the last 20-some-odd months, Ron, and bringing everybody the information that they need from professionals, from the people that are actually working in the industry, not some guy who's pretending, Ron, and I don't want to call anybody out, Ron. There's a lot of nice people here, but all these people that say, I want to cherry pick. I want to cherry pick my deals. You know what that cherry picking means to me? You don't have any deals, buddy. You don't have any deals. So don't cherry pick. But what I'm telling you, Ron, and what I'm telling all our listeners is that people are responding because we're bringing true professionals. We're letting them talk to qualifiers. We're letting them talk to contenders, guys, businesses that are going through this process, professionals who are guiding people through this process, the audit process, the attorney process, and all these processes cost money, Ron. And everything that you're going to do in regards to Reg-A is going to cost a little bit of money. You know why? You're going to need a war chest. You need a war chest to prepare for the professionals, and you got to keep their aces in their places, Ron. Aces in their places.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're talking about money, you're not talking about something where, you just have a couple of $100 and you're going to shoestring this. It's not something that's going to be shoestring for sure. But with that said, there's certainly ways for companies to get involved in this, both on a startup, if you're a startup company, and if you're an established business. But Miguel, I would imagine one of the startups may have a little bit more difficulty in paying the fees that are involved to get their Reg-A to a qualification level with the SEC.
No, that's absolutely right. If I was a startup, Ron, and I'm going to give you my experience, okay? I'm going to give you what I would do. I'm not recommending this to anybody. As you guys know, Ron and I are not attorneys. We don't pretend to be attorneys. Ron and I are not we're not market makers. we're not being looked at with a strange eye or anything. We're just giving you information that's based on our research and for entertainment for you guys to be able to present this information in an entertaining format so you guys really grab onto what's going on. And here's the result of that, Ron. And that leads me into this week's question from Benji. So don't let me forget the question about Benji that Benji has. But no, you're not going to be able to do this on a shoestring budget. You're going to have a budget, just like everything else needs a budget. And there's a bunch of ways that you can do it, just like you would do any other startup that you have to do bootstraps. You have to pull the bootstraps, got to pull everything tight because you're going to need some funds, Ron. You're going to need funds to access the capital markets. And anybody who tells you different is lying to you. And to tell you that they can do it for a certain price, I would multiply that times 2, and then you have a true number. Okay, because what's happening these days, Ron, we'll get into Benji's question. I guess we can get into Benji's question, and then when we come back from the break, Ron, we can always just cover Benji's question. But I want to put it out there because Benji has a really interesting question. By the way, Benji's email comes from North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, and Benji asked, guys, we are planning on doing a reg-a plus tier 2. We wanted to find out what your opinion is and what we should be looking at for fees for attorney, PCAOB, Edgar, transfer agent, and such. And we also do not have a large following, so we are going to have to invest some of our dollars into investment awareness. Where do you guys think we should be? We appreciate the information as always. Thank you so much for having this show. Benji, tell you what, my friend, in North Carolina, it's our privilege to bring you this information. It's our honor to bring this show. And I know Ron feels the same way that I do. It's a privilege to bring you this information, my friend, and good luck on your reg-a. But here's what we're talking about, right, Ron? And Benji, I think Benji's question is perfect. So if you want, we can talk about Benji's question on the second part of the show, Ron, because what I really like to talk about right now is everybody budget a little bit of money for the symposium. If you're thinking about reg-a, okay, and I don't really care if you are an investor, a startup company, an established company, or you just really have something to offer reg-as. Maybe you got like a funding portal out there. Maybe you're a transfer agent or an Edgarizer. I'm talking to all of you guys out there that are trying to support this business, this industry, the attorneys, the auditors, everybody. Listen to me when I tell you, all right? You got to budget some money, and you got to be in Las Vegas for the reg-a symposium. The reg-a symposium that's coming up sometime this year is going to be the biggest event in reg-a industry. There are going to be companies pitching. There are going to be investors investing. There are going to be professionals. Dude, what do professionals do? I guess selling their services, right, Ron? Soliciting. How about soliciting, right? Soliciting. There's going to be professionals soliciting their services for you guys. And I don't care on what spectrum you sit, okay? I don't care where you sit. I don't care if you're a professional and you're looking for some reg-a business. I don't care if you're a startup and looking for a little reg-a investment. Anywhere you sit in this spectrum, you need to be in the symposium. You need to mark your calendar, and you need to write that check and put it in the drawer right now. If you got money, you put that money away right now so that way you can take part, because you're going to need sponsors. There's going to be sponsorships that are going to be available for you businesses out there. You're going to have a nice table so you can lay out all your stuff, all your swag, and you can put it all together. And if you're a presenting company, just if you listen to our last show, we talked about what you're going to need to have an effective presentation, all right? And if you didn't listen to the show, Ron, where can the people get all the old shows? Tell them, let's go to break. We'll come back with Benji's question, and we got a wrap, my friend.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, basically, they just go to reg-a-money.com, R-E-G-A money.com, and click on the show link there, and you'll see all the information, all the archives, everything. If you want to be a guest on the show, you can fill that out. We'll get you on the show, perhaps. And, of course, if you want to sponsor, there's sponsorships available for the show as well. So Miguel, you're right. Let's go to a break, and we'll be right back with the answer to Benji's question about how much it costs to do a Regulation A offering.